Preface of the Empire of Russia, from the remotest periods to the present time. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Jean Bascom. The Empire of Russia, from the remotest periods to the present time, by John S. Abbott. Preface. The world is now too busy to read voluminous history. The interminable details of battles and the petty intrigues of courtiers and mistresses have lost their interest. In this volume it has been our object to trace perspicuously the path which Russia has trod from earliest infancy to the present hour. The career of this empire has been so wild and wonderful that the historian can have no occasion to call in the aid of fancy for the embellishment of his narrative. The author has not deemed it necessary to encumber his pages with notes to substantiate his statements. The renowned Russian historian, Karamsin, who wrote under the patronage of Alexander I, gives ample authentication to all the facts which are stated up to the reign of that emperor. His voluminous history, in classic beauty, is unsurpassed by any of the annals of Greece or Rome. It has been admirably translated into French by Messrs. St. Thomas and Geoffret, in 11 imperial quarto volumes. In the critical citations of this author, the reader, curious in such researches, will find every fact in the early history of Russia here stated confirmed. There are but few valuable works upon Russia in the English language. Nearly all which can be relied upon as authorities are written either in French or German. The writer would refer those who seek a more minute acquaintance with this empire, now rising so rapidly in importance, first of all to Karamsin. The Histoire philosophique et politique des Russies depuis les temps les plus reclusés jusqu'à nos jours, par Gessenot, Paris, 5 volumes, is a valuable work. The Histoire du Russia, par Pierre-Charles Levesque, 8 volumes, is discriminating and reliable. The various volumes of William Tooke upon Russian history in general, and upon the reign of Catherine, contain much information. It is only since the reign of Peter the Great that Russia has begun to attract much attention among the enlightened nations of Europe. Voltaire's life of this most renowned of the Russian sovereigns, at its first publication, attracted much notice. Since then many books have been written upon fragments of Russian history and individual reigns. From most of these the author has selected such events as have appeared to him most instructive and best adapted to give the reader a clear conception of the present condition and future prospects of this gigantic empire. The path she has trod since her first emergence into civilization from the chaos of barbarism can be very distinctly traced, and one can easily count the concentric accretions of her growth. This narrative reveals the mistakes which have overwhelmed her with woe, and the wisdom which has, at times, secured for Russia peace and prosperity. In writing these histories of the monarchies of continental Europe, the author has no wish to conceal his abhorrence of aristocratic usurpation. Believing in the universal brotherhood of man, his sympathies are most cordially with the oppressed masses. If the people are weak and debased, the claim is only the more urgent upon the powerful and the wise to act the part of elder brothers, holding out the helping hand to those who have fallen. The author feels grateful for the reception which the first number of this series, The Empire of Austria, has received from the American public. He hopes that this volume will not prove less interesting or instructive. In the course of a few months it will be followed by the History of Italy. End of preface. Chapter 1 of The Empire of Russia, from the remotest periods to the present time. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Jean Bascom. The Empire of Russia, from the remotest periods to the present time, by John S. Abbott. Chapter 1. Parentage and Birth of Russia, from 600 B.C. to A.D. 910. Primeval Russia, explorations of the Greeks, Scythian invasion, character of the Scythians, Sarmatia, assaults upon the Roman Empire, eruption of the Alanes, conquest.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?